It's the Rise and Hive podcast with Leanne and Melissa. It's the Rise and Hive podcast with Leanne and Melissa.
Welcome to the Rise and Hive podcast with me, Legendary Leanne.
And me, Magnificent Melissa, where connection, laughter, gratitude, and a few golden nuggets are always on the menu.
And welcome to our midweek pick-me-up episode of Question of the Week. So, Melissa, last week's question was all about, are cuddles in bed a thing of movies? But before we get into that, the week before was quite a hot topic of conversation. Do you wee in the shower? And that also led into a multitude of conversations where basically everyone is weeing in the shower.
Yes, we found two people. And that's it.
That's it. And everybody else is liars. I think that's what we're saying. That also led into, are you weeing in the swimming pool? A lot of people had some views about weeing in the swimming pool. There has been conversations about weeing in the swimming pool. David came in and said,
if it is a swim-up bar, I'm sitting there for 12 hours and I ain't going to the toilet once.
Oh, there's a very interesting point there.
yeah.
Yes, thank you, David.
So there is something about if you're in a swim-up bar where there is a pool.
You've got your pina colada sitting in front
You've
of
got
you.
your pina colada.
You've got you're there, you're comfy, and you thinking, Barry over there has got his eye on my seat. That's the thing.
You can't be giving your seat up to
you're
Barry.
like, I can't be giving that away, so I'm just staying here.
Yes. So people, I think it's more widespread than people would admit. Now,
this is maybe why subconsciously my brain is like, Melissa, you don't like swimming pools.
keep out of that pool.
Yeah.
Riddled pools. That's what they are. That's what they are. But Nicola also came in with a whole hotbed of feedback.
Hello, ladies. Nicola here. So I've got a few points that I want to make. So, weeing in the shower. I am 100% weeing in the shower. Why wouldn't you when you're in there? Like you said last week, the water's there. It's going to clean you while you're in there. You're killing two birds with one stone. My idea of a shower is purely for efficiency. So I am brushing my teeth, I'm weeing and I'm washing and I'm out. If I want to relax, I'll go in the bath. Now, I'm not weeing in the bath, but I will 100% wee in the shower. And on to the point that Lisa made. Lisa, who is my best friend, has been for years. And because of that, I've stayed at her house on many occasions. Now, she pointed out that she only wees in the shower now that she has a shower cubicle, as opposed to when the shower was over the bath. Now, I'm going to have to confess, Lisa, when I was staying at your house, if I've had a shower, I've weed in the shower over the bath. Apologies. You may not have known that. You do now. The point Melissa made about weeing in the pool and there being dye that comes out so that everyone can see that you've weed in the pool. I also heard this myth. I think this is a national myth that everybody hears, but I do think it is 100% a myth. I don't think that is an actual thing. However, I have tiddled in the pool and then looked down to make sure there was no dye. So whoever started that myth, it definitely worked because it made me check. I mean, it didn't stop me weeing, but it made me check. And then finally, the naked sleeping. I naked sleep 100%. At the moment, certainly naked sleeping because it's about 1,000,000 degrees. But my question to Leanne is, you're not naked sleeping so you're wearing your pajamas in case there's a fire and you have to evacuate. How many times has there been a fire and you have had to evacuate? That would be my question to you. And also, how are you coping in pajamas in this heat? Anyway, loving the podcast. Hope my voice note hasn't rambled on for too long. And lots of love.
So, starting off,
I'm here for that. Thank you, Nicola, very much. Love that little voice note that you've slipped in to the Hive hotline. Thank you.
Yeah, very much enjoyed the confession there. So, Lisa, if you're listening to this, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but Nicola has indeed been weeing in your over the shower bath. So, you've been refraining from doing your tinkles in the shower all this time, but
yeah.
Turns
if
out
you'd like to come in on the Hive hotline and give us some feedback on your thoughts on this confession, we would very much appreciate it.
We would welcome it.
Yes.
We would welcome it. And Nicola obviously also coming in the pool. She's tinkling in the pool. Turns out the dye in the pool is clearly, it's a universal myth. It is a myth. Liam did not come in with a fact check last week, but he did.
No, I was a little bit disappointed on that one,
Yes.
Liam. I mean, come on. We were hoping for a fact check, so maybe there's another window of opportunity here.
The famous story is that swimming pools contain a dye that reacts with urine and creates a coloured cloud around the person peeing. It's been around for decades and has even appeared in films such as Grown Ups. It's an urban legend. There is no commercially used pool chemical that specifically detects urine and changes colour. So I'm just going to say, fact check, absolute myth.
I like that Nicola she's done it, and then she looked to make sure that she isn't then swimming in a circle of purple dye.
I mean, it would be too late. It would be too late at this point. Once it is out.
Oh, here's what you could do. What you could do is just go and be around a number of people, and then just do it, and then you couldn't swim away, because surely the trail would be
trail of purple dye.
You could just stand around it and be like, where did the purple dye come from? Who was it?
I mean, that is a risky strategy that Nicola took there, because once you've taken the leap, you've committed. There's no putting it back in. And if that purple dye wasn't a myth, what are you doing then, Nicola? What was your plan? I like how you looked down to check, but I'd love to know what your actual plan was. If the purple dye did exist and you're there just shrouded in purple dye, I would have loved to have known your strategy around that. Presumably, you could have blamed David, who was sat next to you, tinkling in the pool at the bar. That's what you could have done.
They were both swimming in a sea of purple dye, weren't they?
Yes. But then also moving us on to this week's question of the week around cuddles in bed. Nicola, coming in there really about the heat of pajamas and the heat in bed, and the fact, and she called me out. When has there ever been an emergency situation? Well, Nicola, I'll have you know, I've stayed in hotels, and a minimum of two times that I can remember, there has been a fire alarm in the night and we have been evacuated. So granted, there was no actual fire. I will give you that one. But there has been a fire alarm and I have been evacuated. And you know the rules. You don't stop to bring in your personal possessions or anything like that. You've just got to go. You've just got to go. And the fire alarm goes off, you go. You don't stop to collect your personal possessions. And if you're in the nakeds...
Yeah, well, I've been evacuated once as well.
There you go. So, see, it's a thing, Nicola.
Yeah, it did happen. I was evacuated out of a hotel once as well in the middle of the night. So here's the thing. When you had your minimum of 2 evacuations, did you see anybody there naked? Were people just didn't collect their belongings? Were people standing there naked? I certainly didn't see anybody naked.
I did see some sights.
Of course, absolutely.
There was some sights. It was when it was in a hotel in Birmingham, I think it was, and I can't remember. I was at some conference, and I think all of the people from the conference got evacuated. There were some sights. I think what happened, that we found out what happened, and it was somebody from the conference, and they what did they do with the smoke?
Smoke. I was going to say there was smoking.
I think there was smoking in the room. And it set off the fire alarm, and and it was a high rise as well. It was a high rise hotel in Birmingham city centre, and we all got evacuated. And the following morning, the conference organizer I don't think she name checked the person, but she expressed her disappointment that it was a conference attendee.
Well, imagine though. Well, I'm assuming it was a work related conference, and imagine you're there, you've gone along representing. I'll just make up Sainsbury's and just give an example. You've gone along to represent your organisation, Sainsbury's, and suddenly, somebody from Sainsbury's has set off in a fire alarm because they couldn't follow the rules and they've had to evacuate a whole building, all this hotel. Maybe the fire brigade may have.
The fire brigade came. We were all stood in the street.
Gosh,
it was
embarrassing.
It was like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. We're all stood there in our street in our pajamas. I think I went to my pajamas. Some people had some questionable pajama choices as well.
Well, you know my thoughts. It's a non-negotiable for me. The smoking malarkey. So I would have given some
heavy judgment.
Judgment and stares. And my face would not be hiding like going, I'm judging.
I mean,
they
didn't bring the person up the stage.
You should have done. You never watched Game of Thrones, did you? But there was a scene in there where it was like she was being dragged through the streets and everyone was just shouting, shame, shame, Shame. That's what I would have wanted to do with
Well,
this person.
They did mention that the person was a delegate from the conference, but they didn't bring the person on the
Yes, they didn't
stage
mention
with a big spotlight to go, this is the person that was smoking in the room.
And by the way, if we've got any listeners who do smoke, please don't stop listening just because I've got strong.
Because she's very judgmental of your smoking, yeah. But
I appreciate you, I really do.
she really does, but she'd
Just
appreciate
don't blow
more.
your smoke in my face. That's what I'm asking.
That's all she's
That's my
asking from you.
request.
And
Yes.
just tolerate the judgment that she is casting in your direction. But Nicola also queried about the pajamas. Now, I have to say, she said, how does the pajamas not make you even hotter? Like, how are you tolerating the heat of the pajamas? Well, Nicola, it's the bare skin. So you like a short pajama. I
do.
can't get away with a short pajama because I find leg on leg brings
but remember,
sweat.
I'm solo in bed.
No, my own leg on my own leg.
legs
My
sweat.
own leg on my own leg creates a significant amount of sweat. So,
Well, I must admit, I spend a lot of my sleep lying on my back. So maybe that's what it is. I had a little bit of dodgy shoulder, so I don't lie on my left side any longer.
oh, see, I'm very butch on my left side.
Yeah, so this side, I'm saying this side as though people know that I'm pointing currently to the left shoulder. Left side, I very rarely lie on, and the right side, I don't lie on that very often either. So I do very much lie on my back. And I could be making this up. I'm sure.
You probably are. Go on, let's hear it. I can't wait to hear.
I may have heard on podcasts once, I've listened about sleep and things, like you shouldn't be putting your brain on the bed when you're asleep.
I think that's a made a fact. Liam, could you come in with a fact check, please, about...
I feel like I may have just said the most ridiculous thing ever, but I do feel like I may have heard that before. There's something about the way that you do lie and sleep. And I think actually as well, this is, when the way I twist my body and things, I just then when I wake up that you can feel that your body's quite achy, if you've had your leg crossed over. So I have trained myself to sleep on my back.
Oh,
So
well,
I'm not wrapping one leg around the other.
well, I am very much a side sleeper and curled up with a side sleep, and leg sweat is very real. So I can't wear short pajamas because I get a sweaty leg. No, thank you. So although I do wake up sweating, at least the sweat is just
inside the pajamas.
inside
It's not skin on skin.
skin
sweat.
wet sweat. It's just damp pajamas.
Oh, yeah, because actually, do you know what? There's nothing worse. When you either sat somewhere and you've got skin on furniture and it's warm, like plastic chairs on holiday or something,
Oh,
and you have
the
to
wet.
peel yourself
off.
peel your own skin off somewhere. Yeah, that's not the one.
Yeah, so I think the naked sleeping is actually sweatier. That's my 2 pence worth. I was gonna call her Nicola. I was merging Melissa and Nicola together, but Nicola.
Nice. That could be in
Nicola.
Nice.
Yes,
Sounds quite great.
it does. So I'm not with you on that one, but you do you, boo, and you have all of your naked sleeps and in
Yes.
all of your sweaty legged glory.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to know though, Nicola, are you sleeping on your back, and is that why you can tolerate that? That might be a point to note. But we also had Jenny come in on the cuddles in bed situation.
I do like a cuddle in bed, but not to fall asleep. So before I met Jackson, I had a double bed, thought that was completely acceptable. Then when he moved in, I think within 2 weeks, I bought a Super King because I don't like to be touched when I'm asleep. But I do like a little 5-minute cuddle just before going to sleep. But once I'm ready to go to sleep, I'm like, night, roll right to my side of the bed. No touching, no talking, silence.
So Jenny had to buy the big bed. That's the thing, isn't it? You need yourself a big bed.
And that's maybe what I'll need to do if I decide to meet somebody, because I've just got a double,
Oh, you're struggling on in a
I
double.
know. Well, when I got a new bed, I would have gotten a bigger one, but I just thought it would be too big in the room. And it's only me, so I was fine. I was fine. But yeah, I think if I had another body in there with me, I think I'm going to struggle to share, really.
That would be creating a bit of heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thought she was doing okay with the double, and then very swiftly after, Super
I
King
think
was
good
deployed.
move. Good move.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, yeah, or just in a different bed from my perspective.
Just if you could just stay in your own room, thank you, please. If you could just do that. And then we had Joe come in as well.
We don't go to bed at the same time, and therefore cuddling like that doesn't really happen. And so when Lee then does arrive in bed, the last thing I want is for him to shove his arm under my head, wake me up with a cuddle. But yeah, a cuddle in the morning, maybe before we get up, is probably far more appropriate and doesn't interrupt my sleep either. But I think Hollywood and movies have got us doing the dirty. Like, none of those things that they put in films ever really happen or are comfortable. You were talking about baths. Who wants to share a bath? Baths are small and cramped, and very few people have massive overflowing flake advert type baths. And even when you do get in the bath, somebody's always got the tap end, and yeah, not comfortable, not romantic, none of those things. And the same with airports. Like, when people are sprinting through airports to go and get a plane or go and rescue somebody from the plane, or go and kind of reclaim their lost love, that never happens that way. You get stopped by a million layers of security, then there's somebody on one of those kind of carts going really slow, you get stuck. So anyway, Hollywood has set us up to fail in terms of these romantic love ideals.
Very much a thing of movies then.
Yeah, I think absolutely. And I think that going to bed at different times, I think that's probably real in a lot of relationships. It's, you know, that people may not be going to bed at the same time. And that's something I would struggle with as well, because I was reflecting. I do think about what I would like in a partner when I want to meet one. And I do think very, very much for me, it has to be quite similar values. So the likelihood is I'm going to meet somebody who wants to go to bed at 8 o'clock as well. So universe, that is added onto the list. I would like someone, although I do enjoy time on my own, but what I find quite disruptive is them coming and climbing into bed when I was already asleep. So it's like, that might not be the thing. But when they've got their own bed, it's okay.
It's like when they've got their own house, a separate house that they're going to be living in.
That's the one. That is actually, that's the vibe, isn't it? So yeah, but I think Joe's made a really valid point there. It made me reflect. Disney has done us the dirty in so many ways, because they, a good point. How many times have we been at the airport where we've seen
people running
to go and confess their love and don't go, don't leave me. No, we don't see that happening. We, you know, there's things that happen, and it has built us up. I think it built me up from being a little girl. That princesses and princes was all real, and this all, you know, reality. And it's like, oh, everything's so beautiful. Because actually, if you think about it, you get to the end of a film, and what happens, you say they've fallen in love and everything's great, and the film ends. You don't see the struggles that every couple in relationship's going to have, because guess what? That's real.
Real life kicks in.
Real life. And the movies don't tell us this. You just go, oh, they went and lived happily ever after, and that was it. There was no rows and no fallouts, no disagreements, no compromise. That's real life, guys.
Real life.
So I think we've been done the dirty as little girls.
Yes, Disney selling the dream. So I think, to summarise then on the question of the week, they are largely a thing of movies, largely. But people are tolerating a small cuddle around the time prior to going to sleep. There may be like a 3 to 4 minute window of a cuddle prior to going to sleep for 40% of people in a relationship sharing a bed.
Yeah.
Like, that is a made up statistic, but as I always say, robust all the same.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody loves your made up statistics.
Well,
we know this.
They're very robust.
They are. So fabulous.
I think that's what we're coming in with. Thing of movies largely, but with a little bit of a cuddle. And like Joe said, a morning cuddle perhaps. You can tolerate the morning cuddle. I think that sums that one up. Have we got any other insights from the streets? Have people told us anything else on the streets?
No, I think I was chatting to Paul at work about it, and he was saying that they do it, him and his wife, and they do enjoy a cuddle at bed, but he's like, they're not cuddly elsewhere. You know, so if they're sitting watching the TV and things like that, they're not having cuddles then, but he does enjoy. He actually gives me a lot of cuddles. I am a very cuddly person, by the way, so if you ever make me in real life, please come over and just give me a cuddle.
I'm all right, thanks.
Well, when you listen to next Sunday's episode, guys, you'll see Leanne's face. Leanne's face will tell you. She'll be like, don't approach me. Don't come over and cuddle me.
No, to be fair, I don't mind a cuddle, but I'm not a natural hugger. But I don't mind a hug, but I'm not a natural hugger.
No, I am a hugger. I do enjoy a hug. And I have getting a little bit better now. Just like, I'm not going to let you go here. I'm just hugging you for that extra second. That might make people a little bit uncomfortable.
Are you the awkward person?
I'm that awkward person who's just saying, I'll just have longer. I try to hold on to Christopher's hugs as long as possible, because the hormones in men and women are released at different times. So it takes longer for a man's hormones and serotonin, etc., to be released. So you just need to give them that little bit
The
extra
extra hug.
But I do enjoy a hug very, very much. So when I'm in the office at work, I've got people who come in just to see me, to give
Just
me
to
a
give
hug.
you a hug, you've got a
Give me
queue
a
of
hug.
huggers.
So Paul comes in and gives me a hug. Chris comes in and gives me a hug. Also, Manuela as well. I'm just giving a couple of name drops of the lovely people in my office who do love to come in and give me a hug.
Oh.
So yeah, I am a huggy person.
Glad that we've clarified that you do indeed like a hug. I do have a little bit of feedback on a hug to give, actually. Not to you,
Oh,
just
right,
just
okay.
in life. I realised I made that sound like I was going to give you
I must admit,
some
guys, I was
specific
ready.
feedback on a hug.
I was ready
But
going, oh no, is she going to reject my hugs?
no, do you know what? So although I'm not a natural hugger, I don't mind a hug. But what I do mind is a shit hug. When people don't go in with a full body hug, when they give you like a half body. Do you know the type I mean?
I do.
And I'm like,
slightly awkward, uncomfortable, and it's just like,
and it's
you
as
don't
if
mean it.
they've got a concave body away from you. And I'm like,
just don't bother.
don't bother.
Yes,
Put your hug
I'm
in the
with
bin.
you.
Take it with you and put it in the bin.
Make
Thank
it
you.
a good, solid
Yes.
hug.
Who did I
I'm
hug
with you.
recently? And they give like a proper tight hug and a squeeze. And I was like, yes, I'm here for that type
Yes,
of.
I enjoy
So
that.
if you are coming to hug me, I want a proper hug. I don't want any of this kind of pat on the shoulder, half, like not really committing. If you're going to do it, commit, or just don't bother. It's one or the other. I think that's just a little bit of feedback I'm giving to everybody in life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that is a solid piece of advice. Good piece of life advice that you've given there.
You're very welcome.
I tell you the other thing, just
Go on.
before we move on. Handshakes. I've got a bit of a thing about handshakes.
Oh,
I find them something. I personally don't feel comfortable giving handshakes.
Oh, I'll give a brilliant handshake.
you?
Oh, let me. Hang on, I might have a damp hand, but let me go in with a
Skin on skin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You need enough. You need enough
solid,
firmness.
Solid.
Yes.
I've had some.
There's nothing worse than a wet lettuce.
Yeah, where it's just like you can feel it.
And don't give me a lady handshake either. You know what I mean by the lady handshake, where you just like, what are we doing here?
Now,
No, thank
people
you.
who are only listening, we are shaking, we are just practicing here. But I personally, although I'm a hugger, I just find it quite uncomfortable going in and having that physical contact with somebody who I've literally just met maybe 30 seconds ago. To me, handshakes could go in the bin. That's absolutely where it is. I'm probably very weak. If you
are you giving a week? You lead the way on a handshake and show me your handshake.
Now
I've shown you how to go on. You know how to do it now.
I know how they should feel.
Yeah.
But I will avoid a handshake. I will absolutely avoid a handshake if I can.
Well,
I think they're very old-fashioned.
I was just about to say, I think they died out of COVID. So I used to many times when I was out and about, trotting me wares in business meetings, because before COVID, I used to go to like in-person events all the time. You'd meet people, and I would be there wheeling out the handshakes all the time. I would confidently go in with me handshake. And then COVID happened and you don't see people face to face. And now you have the awkward dalliance of how do you greet people? So you're not shaking hands as much. It is very much a more male or masculine dominated thing. But yeah, people aren't doing the handshakes and I hate it. I think I hate it. Well, what do I hate more? Do I hate more when a woman has a weak handshake or when a man approaches me thinking I'll have a weak handshake because I'm a woman? I think I may hate that more. I've got some really strong feelings about it when people can't shake a hand. I just think, come on, get hold of it. Get hold of it. And Liam has come in and said about the masculine energy sometimes where people like really squeeze your hand and then do like a bit of a pull thing.
Like
alpha. No, thank you. Go in the bin with your alpha energy. No, I'm glad I don't have to deal with any of that. No. But I think just a nice, firm, an appropriate length of time, just going confidently with it. I might do a little video on this on the story.
Right, guys, here we go. So when we're out and about, when the Rise and the Hive
I'm going to start shaking hands.
Leanne is up for a handshake, I'm up for a hug. That's how you'll know. So the little dark one, come and give her a hug. The tall blonde one, come and shake her hand.
But only if you know how to. Now, if you would like me to teach you how to shake your hand, come over and we could have a little chat. I'll take you to one side and I'll show you how to go on. Now, I'll take a hug, but again, only if the hug is done properly. I don't want any of these half-assed ones. Yeah. Don't come at me with a half-assed hug or a half-assed handshake. I think there's a theme here. I want nothing half-assed. Yeah. If you're doing it, you can commit. And I'll show you how to go on. If you'd like to just have a word with me and say, Leanne, I'm not confident about my handshaking technique, I'll be like, come in this corner and let me show you how to go on. I'm carrying out a public service. Public service here. You're very welcome.
Yeah, that could be another label for your bin ambassador /
Queen of the handshake. Queen of the handshake. Yes.
Yeah, I like it.
Anyway, we've gone down a slight rabbit hole, but I'm here for it all the same.
Always.
But let us move us on to this week's question of the week. Now, you lot at home have been slacking. We haven't had anybody coming in on the Hive hotline with a question. Very disappointing to
I
hear.
think I've got a theory.
What's that?
I think the 6 weeks holidays is doing everybody a little bit of a dirty.
Do you think?
Yes, because I think we fell out of routine. There's been times, I just think there's something about this time where it just feels, we certainly have had a lot more plans at different times, so you're quite busy. Routines can slack a little bit, and we've got quite a lot of our listeners who are probably deep in the middle of 6 weeks holidays.
Yeah, they're in the trenches.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I think it's really hard. So I think come September, people will be thriving. Come on, we've got the last few months of 2026 ready, and we'll get back in there. So
Yeah.
I'm giving a little bit of like forgiveness on that at the moment. But
You've got a 2-week window. A 2-week window, and then you're in the bother.
we're hunting you down.
So, but we would appreciate if you would like to come in with a question of the week for us, because it just mixes it up a little bit. We like to keep things fresh. So, the Hive hotline is there. Will we sing the number, Melissa?
Let's do it.
07466 324 579. If you have a question, beautiful. If you have a question that you want us to ask on Question of the Week, you could pop it in to the Hive hotline and we will play it on the podcast. But in the absence of you lot coming in with a question, I've had to come in with my own. So, are you ready?
Yes, always.
Moving on to a different topic this week. And the question is, Melissa, what is your favourite emoji?
Oh, I like it. Yes. Now, I've got a couple of things kind of feedback on this.
Go for it.
So I've always enjoyed an emoji because of the fact when you're sending a typed message, emoji allows the other person to understand that that was a joke, that was funny, that is meant with kindness, love. So I am very much here for an emoji.
Gives a bit of context.
It does. So if you're saying something and you can put a laughing emoji on the end, it's like, oh, that she's meaning that's a joke, rather than suddenly you can read a message and go, "I shade a bit of it."
Although it can be a bit passive aggressive, the laughing. Well, I think sometimes it hides a multitude of sins. A laughing emoji when
Do you
people.
think?
Yeah, I think it can be a little passive aggressive when you say a joke and it's laughing. Oh, I think there can be a little undertone there. I think there can be, but carry on.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you could be right. That's not how I'm using them, but yes, I would imagine some people can. Now, as we now know, anybody who is in my world, I'm not really for the writing out of written text anymore.
No.
So I don't send as many, but I do. I find it quite draining. When I'm sat there and I'm like, I need to send out a longer text, I don't know. It's just not aligned with me anymore. But I do enjoy emoji. I do. I mean, people might think it's highly unprofessional, but I use one at work. I love an emoji in Teams.
Oh, in Teams, yeah. Teams,
love an emoji.
Along with the GIF. I do enjoy your GIF.
I enjoy your GIF as well. I think there's very much something about that. So if we went into my phone and we were looking at my most recent emojis, now I've got a confession. That would also depend what I had going on in my life. If I was dating.
What ones are you using when you're dating? Oh, this is taking a turn. What are you? Oh my God.
If I wasn't exactly. Well, if I'm dating, the emojis could be very different.
Oh, what are you using?
Well, you could be sext.
And what emojis are you using? Oh my God, I'm going to, we might have to take this on our After Dark episode, but I'm having all sorts of thoughts about what's your sexting emojis.
Well, the devil, the little devil emoji, an eggplant, a peach for like peach.
Oh, you're using the water one, aren't you?
Yes. I was trying to think what else could it be, but yeah, you've got the water one. Now, so there you go. Now, that's obviously not in my world at the moment, so I'm okay. I'm all right for that.
So if we were to open up your phone, they wouldn't be your most recently used ones currently?
No, they wouldn't be. So the ones that would be most recent, I love a love heart.
Yes.
I'm very much for a love heart.
I do like a love heart.
And it can be pink, golden, blue, whatever that is. I put them on a lot of them. The little kissing emoji, the kiss one with the heart
that's a solid favourite.
Solid favourite. The hands in a heart shape. I feel like it's a
often forget-
grateful one.
I often forget about that one, but that is a good solid emoji
It
to
is.
use.
That
I
is a
often
grateful
it's
one.
overlooked by me
Yes.
on many of occasion, and when I remember, I'm like, oh, it's an
It
elite
is.
of the
It
emojis.
is the fire emoji as well.
Fire. Oh, I think these are the. Do you know what? I think we may get mocked for this by the younger generation because there is a disparity between the older generation. I'm putting ourselves in the older category here and the younger generation because they use emojis very differently. But I think essentially the feedback from the younger generation would be we are basic.
Well, why don't I go and get a little bit of feedback for next episode?
Yes.
I'll go out into the
Talk
wild
to the youth.
and get a little bit of feedback from some people, i.e. Christopher, for example.
Yes.
Go and try and get a little bit of feedback on some emoji crap as
Yes.
well. Because, yes, I think you're right. I think they are using emojis very differently.
Well,
to probably what we are.
definitely. And that's when you said, actually, when you can put an emoji on the end to set the tone of a message. So where you said about you put a laughing emoji, actually, it's a minefield because the thumbs up emoji is seen as rude. That
I don't really like the thumbs up one, I must admit.
See, I don't see it.
Christopher sends that to me quite often.
And he means it. He means that to be rude.
He put a thumbs up in my message. Actually, I get a thumbs down sometimes as well.
Oh, brutal. The youth of today are savage.
Do you know what it is? They've got no filter.
No.
I think that's what I
thumbs
reckon.
down. I'm going to start using that in my communication. Just like, no, thank you. Thumbs down.
Leanne, do you want to do some Stardust and Soil?
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Yeah.
And I'll just ignore it.
Yeah, I think I
Go ahead anyway.
I think I'll just start bringing that one in to my regular communication. But yeah, the thumbs up, I don't use it a lot, but sometimes it is a quick, like, whenever I have Hank at the dog groomers, she always sends me a message on Messenger to say, 10 minutes, he'll be ready in 10 minutes. And it's like an acknowledgement that I've seen the message.
Yes.
So I give her a thumbs up, but then I've seen online that a lot of people think the thumbs up is like a real rude slap in the face. And I'm just like, well, it's just efficiency of acknowledgement. So if ever I give you a thumbs up, which I may well have done, I'm not being rude. I'm just like, it's efficient. I'm acknowledging it.
Yes, I don't think it's rude, by the way. I don't. I think I'm more of it. And I think it's just the way I'll be a heart person. So I would just put like a heart on that message to say, yeah, got it, read it.
Oh, see, I feel that's a bit unnecessary for the dog groomer.
That's like me. Come and give us a big, massive hug, guys. Come on.
And I'm there with my thumbs up and my handshake.
Yeah.
You're there with your heart and your hug.
That's what makes us different.
It is what makes us different.
It is. That's all good. All good.
Mm.
So, yeah. I do enjoy an emoji.
So which is have you got a favourite though?
Oh, I would have to say if I was going in with a solid favourite, it is probably, actually, the one that I love right now is the one with the face with the love heart eyes.
Smiley face with heart-shaped eyes.
Yeah,
So
I love that one. I think it can just have that feeling of just sending love to somebody. It can be a bit cheeky. It can be giving it for somebody looking good. I think there's a lot, I think that can wrap up in a lot of, like, I'm sending love here and a lot of, yeah.
Well, that one resonates with me because when you send a text message, if you've got Apple CarPlay, if you receive a text message, it reads the message out to you. And one day I was driving along and Liam had sent me a message and he'd put the smiley heart emoji on and it read it out as smiley face with heart-shaped eyes.
Oh, nice.
So we sometimes just say those words of smiley face with heart-shaped eyes.
Yeah.
And I think the descriptors of some of the emojis is quite funny, but that's the one that always sticks in my mind as smiley face with heart-shaped eyes.
Yeah.
And how Siri or whoever it is that reads the message out to you reads it in a way of however the descriptor is.
Love that my phone is sitting on my knee and you've just said Siri.
Oh, Siri.
Siri now thinks that she's got a task.
You've turned it over, but have you turned it off? Have you turned Siri off?
Yes,
yeah. Okay. I was going to say,
yeah.
like, we might be calling random people with sending love heart messages and things like that. That would not be ideal.
No.
Yeah. One of my favourite ones is the wonky face one, which I don't know how you describe it, but it's the one where it's like, arr.
Arr,
Arr.
arr.
It's like, it's got a sort of, do you know the
what
one
does
I
that
mean?
mean to you? Then? When you're using it, what's the context?
Just like fail, like if you've done something like that's a bit rubbish or daft or embarrassing or.
Oh, do you know what I use for that one?
What?
The monkey with the
the
hands
eye
over
of the eyes,
monkey
yes.
with the hub over the eyes. Now, I
yes.
think the younger generation probably thinks that one is a loser.
Cringe. I mean,
They'd be
cringe.
like,
We are so
"Oh,
cringe.
what are you using that for?" That's
Yeah.
like, oh no, that sort of.
I do
it's
like the
just
monkey one with the hands over the eyes. I don't really like the ones with the over the mouth one. A lot of I barely use that one, but I do use the eyes one. But yeah, the wonky one, me and Liam use that one quite a bit. of just if we're being ridiculous. Liam uses it quite a lot because he is a ridiculous man,
Yeah.
engaging in ridiculous activities 97% of the time. So he will often tell me something ridiculous that he's planning on doing, and then he'll follow it up with that wonky face emoji. Now, Liam has the thing on his text messages or on his phone where you can type in, you can search for the emoji by, or like it suggests the emoji for you. I'm explaining this badly. You're looking at me like
I
you
know,
don't.
no, I don't
So
know.
on his phone,
this is new information to me.
So if he wrote the word heart, for example, in a text message, it goes woo, woo, and you click on it and it turns it into an emoji. I don't know what the actual technical term of any of this is, but he writes the word and there's an option to make it into an emoji. And all of this, like certain words that have an emoji attached, it turns it into an emoji.
Now, I do sometimes type the word in to find the emoji.
No, this is just in your message. So you must have this setting disabled. I had it, and it was
very annoying.
It was very annoying because it was turning like 50% of me.
Oh, I get you. So it will automatically do that rather than right.
I think when it does the woo, I think it makes it go orange and like sort of pops out the screen. And I think you can click on it and select the emoji or see which one it suggests. I am describing this very, very badly, so I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about. But he would type certain things in and it comes up. But sometimes emojis don't mean the same thing. So there's one that I think is a high five, but I think is actually the praying emoji, the praying emoji. So like there's different meanings of things, isn't there?
Yeah.
It is a minefield, but the younger generation definitely use emojis very differently to us. So I will look forward.
Let's get out on the streets and get some information on emoji crack.
Yes. And if you are part of the younger generation, pop into the Hive hotline. We want to hear all about what your favourite emoji is and what that means. And chuck a little bit of shade and judgment our way about we're not even millennials, we're Gen Xers. Gen X is what we are.
Yeah. And I'm proud.
Yeah,
I'm okay for that.
I'm happy to be that.
Yeah, I'm okay to be laughed at, mocked at from the emoji crack. That's okay.
Yeah,
we're doing us. We're doing us and we're being proud of it.
We are. But we want to hear all about you. What is your favourite emoji? What type of emoji personality type are you?
Or do you not use them at all?
Oh.
Because some people might just be like, not here
No,
for it.
thank you.
Don't want it. Like, absolutely not. They think they need to go in the bin. But like I said about the handshake, they need to go in the bin.
Yeah.
Get rid of them in 2026.
Yes. Do you not use an emoji? Because I think it does add it does give you a little bit of context into a message.
Does.
But like you say, it depends on who the message is too, because the context that you might mean might not be the context that is received from the person, depending on the generation.
Yeah. I mean, when my doctor's surgery now have started sending you text messages. So if you've been for any tests or if you've got a prescription ready, reminding you of an appointment, so you'll get a text message. Very efficient, very much for it. Now, a few months ago, I'd been some bloods and I'd been diagnosed to have some iron tablets. My iron was a little bit low, so I had some iron tablets. And I think that doctor, very professional, he could have done with putting an emoji in on there where he told me he'd sent a prescription for some iron tablets to the chemist for me and they would make my poos black. And I think I'll get an upset tummy and black poo. And then doctor and then his name. I could have done with a little emoji.
Would you like the poo emoji? I think it's softened the blow of your black poo.
I just read this message and I was like, oh, thanks for that, doctor, such and such. Like, just this, these will make your poo black.
So what would you have liked there?
Not the poo emoji, to be fair. Maybe the little just smiley face on the end.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, so not the... Oh, see, I thought you were there for the poo emoji, but turns out she's wanting a smiley face.
And I don't very often use the poo emoji, although I have before. There's a bit of crack me and my friend Sarah have. If we've had a rough day, I'll go, have you shit your pants today? And she'll go, no, and I'll go, well, you're winning in life.
You're winning.
You're winning in life. Good lesson in life there. If you haven't shit your pants, guys, you're winning in life.
What if you have shit your pants? So a disappointing day all round.
Very much, very much.
But there we go.
Maybe question your life choices. Although, yeah.
And do come in on the Hive hotline. If you have shit your pants today, why don't you tell us all about it? We can keep you anonymous or we may not.
Oh, I mean, if someone comes in with a question of the week, have you shit yourself before? That could be an interesting question.
That would be an interesting one. We had a full conversation about this. Me, you, Liam and Cam.
A few weeks ago.
You lot had some interesting stories to tell. Again, that might be a late night episode.
Yeah.
Needed a warning.
Oh, I could have some cracking late night episodes, couldn't we?
We could. We might have to.
Dark.
We might have to have the Hive after dark. But there we go. So that concludes an episode of Question of the Week. We want to know all about your favourite emojis and your emoji personalities. So you can get in touch via our Instagram. Join us. No, hang on.
That's our email.
Yes, you can email us. Join us at theriseandhive.com. You can get in touch via Instagram at the Rise and Hive Podcast. You can comment wherever you listen to your podcast. And you can also get in touch on the Hive hotline.
You can.
07466 324 579. Do you know what I've realised?
What?
When I sing the Hive hotline, I close my eyes at the point of when I say 07466. When I try and hit the slight high note of the 466, I close my eyes and I look like. Have you seen the film About a Boy?
No.
Oh, it's a banging film.
Oh, is it?
This is very unusual that I've seen a film that you haven't seen.
Because getting a recommendation.
Yes.
Is it sad?
No, it's
Right, that's
it's
all right.
from like the
Remember, I know it's got Hugh
Grant and
yes. I know I've never seen it, but I do avoid. Well, yeah, most I just like things that are really like heartwarming.
Oh, it is
funny.
heartwarming and it's funny, I think.
Oh, is
yeah,
it?
yeah, I'm sure it is.
Oh.
But they sing around the piano at Christmas and they all close their eyes and sing Killing Me Softly.
Oh.
And he's sat there watching them all with their eyes closed singing like, what on earth? And in my head, I've got that image of me looking like that family.
Well, shall we make a confession to our listeners?
Go on then.
When we go out in the wild and we're going and doing a bit of dancing with the drone going flying above us and we're dancing on the beach, quite often we are humming to ourselves.
We don't even know when we're just singing.
We're singing the song to
we're just there dancing.
Our thinking.
07466 324 579.
Still blows my mind that when we have to remind people tell people, that it is the song
Minnie
of
Riperton.
Minnie Riperton and Loving You. They're like, oh, I didn't get
that memo, and I don't know how. And like, it's pretty obvious, isn't it, from our vocal abilities of what that is.
If you do go on our social media, give us a follow, go and have a look at some of them videos, and you could just think, oh, when they're moving around there, that's what they're just singing to themselves.
Sing along with it.
It's like, there we go. We are our biggest fans, guys.
We are our biggest fans. So on that note, let's wrap that up.
Have a wonderful, wonderful week.
Lots of love.
It's the Rise and Hive Podcast with Leanne and Melissa. It's the Rise